this is Dave with NTI, and today we're going to walk you through troubleshooting a blown fuse on a TFT. This really applies to any of the TFT models. So the symptom you're going to get with a blown fuse or possibly a bad transformer is you'll turn the boiler on, the display remains blank, and you can hear the combustion blower fan running at full power. First thing you're going to want to do is, you can actually see the fuse right here. Sometimes it's tucked in behind this panel. You're going to want to remove this panel, have a look at your fuse. These are an automotive style blade fuse, and when you look at these you can see it's blown. There's a black spot in there. Usually what you do at this point is just put a new fuse in and see what happens. So it's a 2 amp blade fuse. Let's plug that in, and our boiler turns back on. If for some reason the fuse continued to blow, this could be due to a short or damage in the wiring. The next thing you would want to inspect is anything tied to COM and R. So anything that's tied into the safety circuit on limit, R, or common could be popping your fuse. That could be a thermostat, a zone control. So what I would recommend you do is restore the terminal strip to look just like I've shown it here, with nothing on common, nothing from the fields tied to R, and just a jumper between limit and R. And if there is a wire on CH1 or CH2, remove that completely. Turn the boiler back on and see if your problem persists. If you still have a problem and nothing's wired here, the next step is to turn the boiler off, and you're going to remove all of your low voltage wire contacts. What that means is you're going to pull 24 volts off of your low water cutoff, loosen the 2 screws on the side of the screen here, lift the screen up, pull out this large black connector from the back, and watch that you don't actually let these wires, get pulled on or touch to ground, but we're going to set that to one side. And the other thing I'd like you to do is remove the gas valve harness, just in case there's something wrong there. So we're going to disconnect this. So remove that, and then pull the low voltage wiring off the fan motor along with the 120 volt just for noise. So after you've reinstalled the new fuse, leave everything disconnected at first, turn the boiler back on, and see if the fuse pops. If it does, that means that somewhere inside the boiler wiring, there's a short somewhere. A little hair from a wire might be sticking out and touching ground. If nothing pops, turn the boiler back off again. And you can start in any direction you like. We'll start with the screen here. Take your plug, put it back in. Carefully line those pins up. And it is best to plug that in with the power off, because it's possible that if you're trying to do it, it can be a bit awkward. If you accidentally touch ground, you will blow the fuse. But we'll turn it back on and see what happens. In this case, everything turns on, fires up. Allow the boiler to stay this way for a minute or two, just to ensure that it's nothing to do with the sequence of startup that could be popping your fuse. In this case, I know that everything's okay because there isn't a problem with this boiler, so I'm going to shut it down to save time. Second step, plug in your low water cutoff. Do the same thing, turn the boiler back on. Wait and see what occurs. If the low water cutoff is bad, it will instantly blow the fuse as soon as you turn the switch on. So in this case, we're sure that the low water cutoff is not blowing our fuse. The next step would be to plug our combustion fan motor back in. And it's very, very rarely that the combustion fan motor would have anything to do with the fuse, but I'm going to do that next. So both harnesses are back into the fan motor, but our gas valve is still disconnected. Run the unit through another trial. And it's important at this point especially to make sure that you let it go all the way through an ignition trial. If you have a bad gas valve harness, for example, sometimes these can short out, or potentially the wiring to them could short out. It'll blow the fuse, but only when it attempts ignition. If you then take this harness, plug it back into the valve, and allow it to try for ignition a second time, and it only blows the fuse when it tries for ignition with the harness plugged in, that would probably indicate a bad valve. Again, that's quite a rare failure. Your most common failures are going to be something on the low voltage, possibly something to do with the screen, especially if it's been replaced recently, and the low water cutoff are going to be your main culprits. As always, if you have any problems beyond that, give us a call at tech support at 800-688-2575. Thanks for watching the video today. If you'd like to check out more videos, see the link below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for all the future updates. And also check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.